The basic idea here is pretty straightforward. This is a Malygos Shaman, and we cheat out the Malygos for 6 mana with Eureka. After we pull out our 6 mana Malygos, the most damage we can do is double Lightning Bolt, double Frost Shock, which I believe is 28. So there's not quite an OTK here, but we can do a ton of damage. If a Thalnos or a Spell Damage Totem gets left around on the board, we can kill him. Or maybe we just get in there with a Storm Chaser at some point, set him to 27, and we have our Malygos OTK combo. But keep in mind that Eureka doesn't remove the minion from your hand, it summons a copy. So we can also just use Eureka plus Malygos as a board clear. We combo it with Lightning Storm, or we combo it with a Beakered Lightning, and that's going to kill most boards. Plus we still have the Malygos that we can play with our second Eureka, or we can just play it as a dude later on. There's also a combo with Electra. You go Electra plus Eureka, that pulls out 2 Malygoses. You only have 1 mana to work with, but at that point you can still play like a Beakered Lightning. It's gonna wreck your Malygoses, but maybe you need to kill some Mountain Giants or something. Or you can just Lightning Bolt for 13, zap something for 12 damage. Lots of stuff you can do with a Malygos on board and 1 mana to work with. And keep in mind that Malygos is a 4/12, so sometimes you just go like Eureka, pull out a Malygos, they can't kill it, next turn Eureka, pull out another Malygos, and then your Lightning Bolts are doing 13, your Frost Shocks are doing 11, and that can be a 2-turn kill setup, I guess. So outside of all the combo-y stuff, we've got some card draw. Storm Chaser picks up either Volcano or Eureka, both of those are good. We have some board clears, we have Hagatha for some backup value, and a little bit of healing to hopefully stay alive so we can actually kill people at some point. I tried to stay away from putting too many minions in the deck because I do want Eureka to be hitting Malygos pretty reliably, but maybe at some point it'll be a good idea to throw in a Lich King or something for kind of an alternate win condition, I guess. But let's take this one for a spin. Alright, we got a Rogue. Odd Rogue is probably tough. Quest Rogue is also probably tough. I think I do keep this Electra Zap combo to deal with Hench Clan Thug though, that seems good. Even consider keeping Healing Rain. I think it's probably not something I want to keep in the opener, but I'm gonna need to draw it at some point this game, I think. Agatha's decent. Okay, he is Odd Rogue. Could have gone Coin, 1 and 4 the Spell Damage Totem and zap this guy, but man, that seems really stupid. Here I could coin a Farsight, but I feel like my coin is just pretty good with like Hagatha and Eureka in my hand. Probably just gonna go Totem Pass into the Electra to kill his 3-drop. I was hoping to kill a Hench Clan Thug instead of a Vicious Fledgling, but I'll settle for it. Could Bolt instead of playing the Electra Zap. Electra does do a lot of powerful things in my deck, but one of the powerful things it does is contest a Dire Maul. He can just kill it with like Dire Maul Dagger next turn, but then he's not playing another 3-drop. I think I like Electra Zap. I'm not absolutely thrilled with this play, but I think I do like it. Hero Power Lightning Bolt was a strong consideration as well. The main thing is that I'm overloaded for 2 next turn, so I can't even really play like Farsight or something. Okay, he just spent 4 mana daggering my thing, so I'm extremely happy with that. I think I'm gonna go ahead and coin out the Farsight here. If I hit... I don't know, it's only like really good if I hit Malygos, which I can then Eureka. Might want to just coin out Hagatha in this matchup, she's so good. Let's go Totem Pass, I guess. Spell Damage Totem, that probably eats his dagger. If not, I can bolt a Thug. I probably will just go ahead and Frost Shock this 2-1. Definitely gonna Farsight and see what happens. No elementals in sight. Let's just go ahead and draw the card. Volcano is damn good. So say he plays Fungalmancer here. This is, what, 7 health in play already. Fungalmancer is another 6, so Volcano would deal with that. If I'm Frost Shocking here, it's good if he doesn't have Fungalmancer. Last turn he Hero Powered for 4 mana and didn't play any 1-drops. So there's a good chance that there is a Fungalmancer in his hand. What if it's like Blood Knight? That'll be 9, 10, 14 as well. I think I'm just going to Hero Power Pass. I can find a better use for this Frost Shock. This Healing Totem was the only bad one, because he can ignore it and it makes my Volcano worse. But I believe into Fungalmancer it's still a clear, right? I believe there's exactly 15 health in play. This is 5, this guy's 5, this pair is another 5. So it looks like just a Volcano board. If I miscounted, I have 1 mana spells, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. Gonna be on 5 mana next turn. So I have another pretty good clear with just like Storm, Bolt Shock. This guy might get Frost Shocked. Beakered Lightning. That overloads me for Hagatha next turn. I don't love that. Start with a Farsight and see where the turn takes me. I'm actually really close to having a Malygos lethal. I just need the Goose himself and then the Frost Shock. But let's see, the opponent's showing 5, so I'm dead to Leroy. Leroy is the only single card I'm dead to, but there's a lot of 2-card combinations I'm dead to as well. I feel kind of dumb Frost Shocking this and then playing Hagatha next turn, and this like would have died anyway. I guess I could Frost Shock the Tar Creeper, but it still doesn't die to Hagatha next turn. I take 1 extra damage. I'm still dead to Leroy. Could just Totem. Taunt Totem would save me. Let's just kill this thing, I guess. Including the coin, I have 9 mana this turn, so I could go like Eureka into a Malygos plus like Lightning Storm even. But I would have to draw the Malygos, obviously. So this turn might be Hagatha double Bolt. Just get his stuff off the table. Oh, the Goose. So the Malygos is really strong here, but I could just die to Leroy. And these cards have seemed pretty not useful for him. So I think there's a good chance these are like Vile Spine Leroy, Baku, some combination of those cards. So basically it's likely he has a Leroy. I could die here if I don't get the armor from Hagatha. But I also could just go like Eureka, pull the Malygos, and then what's the play? Just like Beakered Lightning or Coin Lightning Storm, whatever. And then my Malygos does likely survive the turn, and then next turn I can Eureka another Malygos. Get some lightning bolts to his face. I think this is the winning line. I die to Leroy sometimes here, but I don't really see how getting the the Hagatha down and spinning both of my lightning bolts. I don't really see how that wins me the game.
The light protects me.
Vile Spine, sure. So this turn, I am too overloaded for the Hagatha. I didn't die to Leroy though, so that's good to know. Man, if I had enough mana to play Hagatha, just Beakered Lightning Hagatha would be so strong here. I wonder if he's actually thinking about something. Maybe holding back a 1-drop to activate some combos off the top, but I don't really see that being worth it. Maybe it's like a... I mean, there's no reason to ever play your Deadly Poison or your Cold Blood here. So I definitely have some options here. If I opt to not kill this Argent Squire, which would be like maybe just a Hex play on this or whatever, then he's showing 3, I'm dead to either Deadly Poison, dead to a Deckhand, He'd be dead to Fungal Mancer, Cold Blood. So I probably should clear his board here. Clearing his board kinda sucks, but I think it's probably the play. Oh man, I want to puke. I think it was the play though. Gotta deal 8 damage to that Argent Squire. With this line, I'm only dead to Leroy or like Deckhand plus Cold Blood or Deadly Poison. Double Deadly Poison would also work. That guy gets hexed. Okay. So I'm overloaded, I can't just play the second Malygos. Although I guess I would die if I did that. This Lightning Bolt does 8 damage, so I can kill the Baku. And then I can make a totem. If I don't hit the taunt totem, I can hex it to not die to his weapon. Feels bad, man, but, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. I do have 2 copies of Healing Rain in the deck. I have a little bit of card draw to help me find it. Although I guess most of my card draw is delayed, so not very likely I would find it. Axe number 2. Alright, looks like there's only one line this turn. So for the 5th turn in a row, I'm dead to Leroy. This turn I'm also dead to second Deckhand. But second Deadly Poison doesn't do it. There's no targets for Cold Blood or Fungal Mancer. I'm not dead to too much of his deck here. Next turn I can heal up a little bit with Hagatha. And I probably will. I'll go up to 6, he'll be showing 3. There's no other play here, right?
Dark spirits twist the trees, foul the lake, and curse this land.
Unfortunately here he can just kill my Malygos, which is disappointing. I have played a lot of my spell damage stuff, but I do actually have quite a lot of spell damage left in the deck. Alright, that doesn't do it. Ooh, Healing Rain. Nice. Very good pickup. Well, I can play all of my non-Malygos cards, so let's start with the Thalnos and see what I draw. That could be dirty at some point. But probably not at this point. So I guess the question here is, do I want any of the healing to hit this Malygos? I can just trade it off and then heal myself up to 13. How good of a position does that put me in? Versus what would I get off this on average? 6 on my face, I go up to 7, I'm still dead to Leroy. I really don't like being dead to Leroy, it kinda sucks. So I think I'm supposed to trade this off, then play the Healing Rain. Do I ever hex a 2/2? I've seen his Baku. I guess it's better on like Henge Clan Thug and shit like that. I don't think I hex the Fungal Mancer. Although maybe I was supposed to hex it, just give myself as much breathing room as possible to drop Malygos for 9 mana next turn. Oh, that's so good with the Malygos. Play a minion. Okay. I mean, I guess I probably Malygos Beakered Lightning here. Just get ahead by a 4/6 on board. Plus the Malygos gives me a Hagatha card. I could try to find a better board to play it into. But then I have to like eat this 6 damage next turn, that seems really unappealing. Maybe if I draw Healing Rain I could get away with that. But otherwise I think I need to clear. I guess I don't have to play Malygos, I could go like Hex Beakered Lightning, but that seems really shitty. Why is this guy roping me so much? I wasn't BMing him, was I? Oh, there's the Healing Rain. Do I greed mode the Beakered Lightning? I think not. 4/6 Malygos is pretty big. It shouldn't really die to anything in his deck here. And I can maybe like Spellstone at some point. I actually picked up a Lightning Storm off the Hagatha. That's really valuable here. Makes me feel quite a bit better about using my AoE. But unless he draws Unstable Element, I don't think there's going to be too much stuff for me to AoE this game. So holding back on this Flame Elemental is a consideration, basically for exactly the second Vilespine Slayer. I'm not really sure if that's worth it for him. I guess as far as combo stuff goes, he does also play SI7 Agent, but I feel like I'd like to get a 1-2 in play here. Getting the 1-2 in play is better for the second Cold Blood. Although I guess if he's just top decking a Cold Blood with no combo activator, it doesn't really matter that he has a 1-2 in play. So Storm Chaser does find a Volcano. I think my turn here is just bump and Healing Rain. So let's start with the Storm Chaser since he gives me a random card. Maybe that changes something. That's a good one. I do just play the Healing Rain though. And I think I value 1 healing on my face over 1 healing on my Goose. So we'll heal first and then be satisfied with the 4/11. So this needs 1 Overload to upgrade. Next turn I can actually Storm and then make 2 Malygoses. Maybe it's greedy holding out for that, but I don't think it is. I know this is a Flame Elemental, so if I kill this, he needs 9 damage, which obviously there's no single card in his deck that does 9. It could be Unstable Element, but then he can't even play Leroy Coldblood in the same turn. So I think at this point, I've reached a position where I'm just ahead. I'm just pretty favored from here, I would say. I've seen both deckhands, and like I said, Leroy's too expensive, so I don't think that there are any Unstable Element shenanigans. It's pretty tempting to get this elementary reaction value while I can, but I think making double Malygos is just way too good here. This does just set up a lethal on board, and that's important. Alright. Shout out to this guy for roping literally every turn. And also shout out to my boy Malygos for hard carrying the game. Hell yeah. So if this is a Deathrattle Hunter, this could be a matchup where I would be trying to OTK him. Not sure. I think I will keep the Farsight though. It's just generally a pretty decent turn 3 play. Found the Malygos already. Not sure that that's a good thing, but whatever, I'll take it. Kinda hoping to land a Farsight on one of these. Makes my combos a hell of a lot cheaper. Candle Shot, not very impressive against my deck. Alright, let's play a Farsight. 1 mana Hex, that's good against cubes and such. Might just go ahead and Hex that guy. If I hadn't drawn the Mana Tide here, I would have played the 4 mana Hex just to spend more mana. But man, Mana Tide Totem is a good card. Ah, Flanking Strike. Not unexpected on turn 4. But if he didn't have it, it would have been a really powerful turn for me. I think I will just go ahead and play the Elementary Reaction here. I don't have too much synergy with it in the deck, so I think generally it's okay to just play it. If you happen to land the synergy, it's just a bit of an upside. So worth noting, I did pick up the Eureka Beakered Lightning Malygos combo, but I guess this Mana Tide Totem's kind of in the way. Could just 50-50 the Eureka here, but that seems pretty sketchy. So I could Hex Savannah High Main, like it seems like a pretty decent play. But Carnivorous Cube is such a scary card, I don't know if I can really risk it. I kinda just want to go like Hero Power Mana Tide Totem, let him hit me for 12 if he wants, and then clear with Malygos. I mean, I'm not going to take that much damage here, because he's going to kill the Mana Tide Totem. Plus, along with the Beakered Lightning, I'll probably go ahead and Healing Rain my Malygos. So Malygos hopefully goes back up to full, and I heal myself for 6. There is definitely a risk that he can just Hunter's Mark my Malygos, but, you know, they don't always have Hunter's Mark. You don't keep it against Shaman, definitely. I guess I could try to bait out this last weapon hit, but I just don't really see myself being able to do that. Play dead. Okay. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go for the clear here, but I think the play dead definitely makes me want to. Probably just go ahead and zap the high main as well, because clearing all of his stuff seems good. So I think I do want the Malygos to go back up to full, and that is what happened. I don't know, what I really want is him to just not have Hunter's Mark here. That's the dream. There's also a Spider Bomb and Deathrattle Activator combo, but the Activator can't be Cube, he doesn't have quite enough mana for that. What? Okay, just wanted to get the second weapon in play. Fair enough, I guess. Could just Frost Shock his face to play around the Hunter's Mark top deck, but that's a pretty specific thing to play around. Seems like he couldn't really develop too significantly here, so if he does top deck the Hunter's Mark, I can probably just play second Malygos and that's fine. Kinda just want to Hero Power and hit him for 4. I don't really see much of reason to Hex this egg, he didn't have an activator for it. I guess maybe he could be holding back a cube to cube this egg. I'd rather Hex the cube, but if I can just get his Hex or his cube target out of the way, maybe that's fine. I think there's just not much of a reason for me to do anything here, basically. I wanted Taunt Totem, but Healing Totem's fine, probably doesn't really matter too much. The Giggler. Kind of annoying, but it's not that big of a deal. I could Storm here, but I don't really want to. It doesn't seem that necessary. I think I'm just going to play Goose number 2. This is a 12 damage AoE, this is an 11 damage Frost Shock. So next turn I could go like Hex this thing, Storm, Frost Shock his face, I'd have 19 damage. I have a lot of lethal draws. No activator, please. Although that does actually just get in the way of my Storm, which is kind of annoying. Probably have to Hex that. There's the cube. Alright. So probably like Hex the cube, Storm, and then I might have to Frost Shock this Devilsaur, I guess. Do I need to Storm? Probably not. I'm getting a little bit low, but I can just Healing Rain if I'm scared of dying. He's gonna have, what, 5 power showing? That's not that big of a deal. But if I Storm, I can start going face. Going face is nice. The Hex is pretty good. Well, I have to Hex regardless, right? But the Storm can be pretty decent at helping me get through like a Katharina board. I think I'm just gonna go in though. My hand kinda sucks here, but I have a lot of good spells in the deck that I can draw. Thalnos to help me draw into them. I don't care about Keleseth. Witchwood Grizzly is kind of annoying. I don't have a way to deal with this guy. Damn, looks like my Malygos is dying here. I can make a totem and like zap this guy and just 50-50 it. God, that's so risky. But like, how do I ever win if this Malygos dies? I can zap the Grizzly and then play Hagatha, but like I said, the Malygos just dies. I only have 3 minions left in the deck that can get value off the Hagatha, so it's not that much. I think I'm pretty all in on this Malygos. Nice. Let's go ahead and start whacking this guy and then just heal up the goose. Next turn I'm expecting to smack this again and then Hagatha to get through. Ugh. I can't even kill that with Hagatha. This game is going to be really hard to win. Probably just have to Volcano here. Maybe I can just take this 8 damage and save the Volcano for bigger stuff. Probably pretty likely to play something worth Volcanoing next turn, rather than him making a board that's worth playing Hagatha on next turn. And then next turn can even be just like Volcano plus play the Storm Chaser and get a spell. The nightmare is he just doesn't play anything here. Oh my god, that's like the dream. That was the best minion he could play into this Volcano. Picked up another Volcano. That's actually not very useful. Bolting here just isn't a winning play. I have 2 Volcanoes in hand I need to get some use out of. Hey, tracking. I could win in Fatigue. But he still has Deathstalker Rexar in there. He may have tracked over the Deathstalker Rexar earlier in the game. That might not have been totally unreasonable for him to do. Oh man, this wolf is just gonna kill me. Lightning Bolt goes face. So as far as damage left in the deck goes, I have Electra Bolt plus another Bolt and a Frost Shock, which is only like 10 damage, right? Looks like Volcano number 3 coming down here. So, do I want to play the Storm Chaser? If I hold on to it, I can maybe combo it with an elementary reaction sometime in the future. But if I play it, it's a 3-4. Oh, I actually can't play it because I'm overloaded. Nice, didn't have to make a decision this turn. Feels good, man. Five, 7. That's big. Probably gonna have to Frost Shock it. Okay. Board presence, let's go. My board does 7. That's sick. Oh no. Well, he's played a lot of beasts. Yeah, okay. Not too bad. Oh yes. Please draw Electra. Ah, yes, so good, so good. Okay. So on board, his minions don't go face. I can just go face for 7, set him to 19. I have double Electro, double Bolt, which is 12.
Perplexing.
What cards does he have left? He's played 2 Flanking Strikes, Shaw. He still has Hunter's Marks, but no way to activate them. No charge minions. I think these things hold. He could have like Hunter's Mark plus Deathstalker Rexar, but he's played 2 trackings. I think there's a good chance he doesn't have those, and I know that neither of these are Rexar. He would have played it.
Lightning can strike twice.
Alright, that Frost Shock was a decent pickup. No, I don't have to risk this. Hopefully I don't end up being one-off lethal, but I don't think I will. No. Wait, my last card is a Storm. Kills this. Looks like I only have 9. Oh wait, no, I have Beakered Lightning! I won the game! Do I have mana? I do! What's in this cube? Nothing? Holy shit, I can't believe I won this game. That last sequence with the Storm Chaser into the top deck elementary reaction into double Electro was so sick. God damn. So I just played 3 games with this deck and actually won all 3 of them, much to my surprise. And the deck actually felt pretty good. You have a lot of stuff to respond to aggressive boards. What, 2 Volcano, 2 Storm, and 2 Beakered Lightning? That's a lot of AoE. You have all the single target stuff to kill their dudes. Plenty of card draw to actually pick up the cards you need. Hex to deal with big, scary Deathrattle-y dudes. The deck actually just felt like it worked. One thing I can say, though, is that this deck probably stands absolutely no chance against any form of Druid, because you have a limited amount of damage, it's just not enough to get through the armor, and you just don't really have enough value in the deck. To a lesser extent, your Odd Warrior matchup is probably also terrible. One thing you could maybe look at to improving those matchups is playing more stuff for Hagatha, but the thing is, if you play too many minions, it interferes with your Eureka. So a consideration is just like playing a Lich King. It's good with the Eureka. It gives you another card out of the Hagatha. It's not too much, but it's something. Maybe another thing you could look at is just playing some cheap minions that generate other minions. So the first thing that comes to mind would be a Firefly. Basically against aggro, you just play it early, and in the games where you need to play Eureka, it's pretty easy to dump out of the hand. And if you go super late, it does work with Hagatha. So it could be a consideration. My instinct tells me it's probably a little bit clunky, but, you know, like I said, worthy of consideration. Another thing, which is probably slightly less reasonable that you could play in this slot, is Ghostlight Angler. Now, unfortunately, you can't really dump this out of your hand the turn that you play the Eureka, because it just keeps echoing a copy back in your hand. But if you're setting up for Eureka on the following turn, it is still pretty easy to dump. And it gives you potentially 5 cards out of the Hagatha in the late game. So, possible consideration. I don't know that it's really worth it. Overall, based on the handful of games I played, the first version I came up with actually felt pretty solid. Just try not to play too many minions, and play a lot of stuff that keeps you alive. I think tomorrow I'm going to play a different version of this deck. Instead of playing Malygos as my win condition, I think I want to play some big boys that go face, aka my man Charge Devilsaur. 6 mana 7/7 go face, pretty strong, still has good synergy with the Electra. Maybe I even slap a copy of Wind Fury on this boy. Probably feels better playing a Lich King for value in that deck. So I think that's what tomorrow's video is going to be, and I hope you check it out.